line and also an offensive rebounder.
Boston with an ankle breaker. Can he step back and hit it? He can.
I don't know if Toppin had to jam that. I think he had a layup easily with the rim protecting him.
Boston step back to the foul.
Court pressure from the Gators. No problem for Kentucky.
Mike White said he'd mix it up defensively.
Here's Boston on a runner.
He can't turn the ball over and give the kind of points off those turnovers that were given to this team and that defense.
Mintz did not play at all last year because of injuries, was the starter the 2 years prior to that.
Good stuff right now.
They free Boston up the screen, and he knocks it down. He gets fouled.
In half. LSU or Kentucky? I'll answer the question. It's been LSU.
Boston foul in a basket.
Got the first 4 points here today against Richmond, and now a miss and a run out, and it is Boston slamming it home.
Yeah, to me, that's just a lifted 2-3 zone that rotates into like a 4-around-1 zone.
Boston offensive rebound. Florida that sealed the championship in the SEC. Didn't seal it. Kentucky already had it, but he was really coming on. Out right now with a calf injury. Nice point. Did you hear the call, Jimmy? Vegas?
Vegas, yeah. And what does Brandon Boston do? He breaks off of the doubling the post right now. When I don't think he needs to. He might just be working on it defensively.
Boston playing with a little bit of foul trouble.
But even.
Preston Spradlin, their 4th-year head coach, who spent 5 years on the staff here at Kentucky before going over to Moore.
Should be over a smaller Moorhead team. There's that zone again by Moorhead. Kentucky has cut it up really well with guys cutting without to win a game, if not 2. And I know they're picked to win it this year. St. Louis, my gosh, you talk about grown men. They won last night against.
He's down, and again it's 5-on-4 for Kentucky. Boston scoops it up and in. How about that? And he gives it right back. Good hands by Terrence Clark. Ahead of the pack, Boston. And he finishes over Golden.
Tough shot.
Yeah, but a tough footer from the baseline won't go down. Weak side rebound. Boston has it taken away. Gets it back and finishes. The offensive end. Nice crossover by Boston. Challenged, follows, and I think
college basketball has started when you hear his voice.
Mintz misses the 3. Boston with a follow. Sears themselves. Boston with the drive. Off the glass and good. Averaged almost 8 blocks per game last year as a high school senior. Boston with a drive. Absorbs a little contact.
Kentucky. Now good shot selection's important.
Boy, there's a lot more dribbling than passing.
Oh, Tech has been brutal from the field to start this one. And a 3, and 1 drops.
The ball's got to get below the free throw line extended, and something good will happen.
Asking
right now, to me, just does not look ready for this big stage of Kentucky basketball that they play on.
better ball movement there.
The other guys have to start making shots if Kentucky's going to be a factor in the SEC.
There's a steal. Easy basket for Boston.
And one thing they're very good at, too, is rebounding and kicking out. Sarge got this guy buried. Well, that's enabled that. Might be able to get a lob at some point.
Boston for the free throw line.
There you go. Screen, get to the rim now.
Boston for 3. It's good. Brandon Boston has it. The average is 22 and a half. Boston for 3. It's good. Rattles it home.
Sarge keeps it alive, and now Mintz drops the catch.
Nice look.
And Boston finished.
We're looking at the bench for a call right now. Empty side, one-on-one.
Boston off the bounce and floater. Mintz, eyes up. Outlet to Boston. Cats on the run. Boston attacks.
In attendance at the KFC Yum Center today for this game between Kentucky and Louisville. Nice work on. And now Johnson turns it over. So Kentucky's defense coming out flying here in the second half. Now a Louisville turnover. Oh. And the third opportunity time.
Nice running tap in. That's Tolu Smith. Molinar going one-on-one, and Askew stolen away. Ahead to Mintz, 3-on-1, and Kentucky finishes. Feel sorry for Kentucky. It's against another one recruiting class.
No, sir, no.
But
good pass up front.
Coach is going to say, okay, what do we have to do against Kentucky? Transition defense, right? Keep them off the glass. They're very active like they always are. They turn over there on Mintz. Referees didn't go for it.
Boston skips his way down the lane. Stolen away. Here's B.J. Boston. And he scoops it right past Pippen. A team effort. Somebody got a hand on that one. Here's Boston. Steps through and off the glass.
Seems to be the case when Kentucky comes to town, regardless who the opponent is. Good-looking feed and the tempo.
Yes, they do. Great job of pushing the ball up the court. Ball reversal. And when he checks back in, I'll look for him to be a little bit more aggressive.
There's Boston off the glass, and it goes.
I mean, who's the screwball coming after me? But I tell you this, I had the picture with the chairman of the board.
From Auburn, because Sharif Cooper is responsible for 90% of the offense. For Kentucky, we don't ask you.
Boston 3. That looked
The SEC comes at you long and athletic with long closeouts. You got to be able to create separation.
Good ball movement. Sets up a baseline jumper. Offensive rebound. Boston with the stick back.
Be able to score against taller players because they're strong.
Fall.
Opportunity to do things off the floor that you typically would do. Therefore, we're not being able to build the kind of relationships you want. It's hard.
A crossover by Fagan. Sarr to Boston. Boston, there's downhill. Kentucky has missed all the shots from behind the arc, but starting to heat up with the mid-range game, particularly
Possession. You might as well move the ball, reverse it, make the defense work.
Of course.
But you know what? They're not the only blue blood struggling this year, because North Carolina.
Coming up on 7 minutes left to go from Stegman Coliseum. Boston gets that one to go.
Jackson had it. It's Brooks. And here comes Kentucky. Askew, Boston. That's in. So you will press a lot, which they did there, but Kentucky was able to get through it. Boston's 1 for 1. He's 2 for 2.
In that game, and they were beating them to the basket for layups.
Yep.
So it's very difficult to defend them.
Boston aggressive, and that wasn't one of those little.
And they show some patience here offensively.
Nope, Boston. That's good. Boston in the paint, fade away, high arcer, that one. That's contested. Jackson then deflects it away from Braun. They're running. There's Boston. Contested, but he knocks it in the second half already. Missouri's getting cold here from the field and a chance to pull within 2, if not 1. Boston buries a 3.
Mitchell Smith has not made a three-point shot in that corner 3 times in a row with Isaiah Jackson flying at him. There you go.
Having a great night.
Askew with the deflection, took it away from Vescovi.
Nice pass.
Up ahead, throws it down.
Reject. I said that at the time. That game loss was a big loss when it was canceled.
And in Boston, and number 23, Isaiah Jackson, the shot blocking machine. Boston's first 3 tonight. That fine.
Yeah, had Sarr for an easy alley-oop, Robbie, right?
Yeah, he had him and he had Jackson, but all freshmen averaging just over 16 a game. He's at 16-4. Boy, Boston just looks better. More Jackson block. And a run out ahead of the field. Boston now 1-on-3. Got banged. And
to play with those teams. They don't have the talent to beat those teams. The freshman class, Ravi.
Boston rises, knocks it down.
Spread it. Look underneath. Good look. They hedge on a double kick. Boston bottom. Cutter. Sarr wasn't expecting it. He saves it. Boston off the ball fake. Step back Jay. Got a 3. We're here developing for Toppin. Give it up. Brooks on a kick. Boston a 3. Bullseye.
Kentucky was the weak side, slid across the floor. He was double teamed. He knew he had to go with it, though.
Boston feeling it.
The 53rd of the season. Number 1 in the Southeastern Conference. Boston lines up a 3 and knocks it down.
They're fast enough. You look to put it on the bounce and get to the rim.
Boston on an open tray. Knocks down another.
He's on fire outside the three-point line.
Another turnover. That's a half a dozen. And guess who's got the flush? Nice quick hands by Brooks on the steal. Now the Wildcats off and running. Numbers for Big Blue. Boston Euro steps his way.
It's pretty clear that Kentucky's going to outshoot them from the perimeter right now.
Boston the pull-up. Everything is cooking right now.
Opportunity, Johnson. Whoa, stripped again.
Jacob Toppin with the steal. Toppin those long strides. Floated up. Layup goes. And it's Boston on the other end. Lescovy. Wow. Knocked out of there by Jackson. Boston has the angle. Takes it in for the flush.
And just really continues to show rapid improvement with each game.
Mitch gets it over. 3.
He's been most of the offense for Kentucky today. Boston, again, a good first half. Quiet.
And Wildcats had a 3-on-2 at one point. Mitch slowed down. Here's Boston, wide open 3. Got it. Mintz was banged up during the week, a freaking injury rule where he came down on his ankle underneath. They don't elect to go there. Good ball movement. Boston high arcing 3. And since he arrived on campus and got into their basketball program, just how far he has come. Look at
considering they gave up 101 earlier this week to Arkansas.
Boston, that time he was wide open. DJ Boston's once in the act. Oh, that net.
Carl, I've been impressed today with Kentucky, how hard they have cut in this game.